Hello and welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm your host, Alex. Today is May 10th, 2025, and we're diving into a fascinating ICLR conference paper titled Population Transformer, Learning Population-Level Representations of Neural Activity, published just over 3 months ago on January 22nd. This paper introduces a new model called the Population Transformer, or PopT. It's a self-supervised framework, meaning it learns from unlabeled data to create broad understandings or population-level representations from various neural recordings. The clever part is how it handles inconsistent electrode placements by using a transformer architecture, a powerful AI model type, to combine existing single-channel temporal embeddings, which are like summaries of activity over time from each electrode. Alright, this figure really helps visualize how the population transformer works. Panel A shows its architecture. It takes those temporal embeddings we discussed, adds 3D positional encoding, which is information about each electrode's 3D location, and a special CLS token. This CLS token helps create an overall summary. All this goes into a transformer encoder, a powerful processing unit that finds relationships between these inputs. Then, panels B and C show its self-supervised learning. It learns by figuring out if brain activities are sequential, or if a channel's data is mismatched. Okay, so after understanding how it learns, this table really drives home why that self-supervised pre-training is so important. It shows results for decoding different audio-linguistic features, like pitch or distinguishing speech from non-speech, using intracranial electroencephalography, or IEEG data, which is brain activity recorded directly from the brain's surface. The numbers are ROC-AUC scores, a performance measure where higher is better, indicating how well the model distinguishes different brain activity patterns. And consistently, the pre-trained population transformer, especially with the BrainBERT temporal encoder, achieves the top scores, often by a good margin. Building on those strong numbers, this figure really visualizes the performance differences. Panel A shows how different methods, like simpler linear or deep neural network aggregation approaches and the non-pre-trained population transformer, compare to the pre-trained population transformer on those audiolinguistic tasks using intracranial electroencephalography data. Across various temporal embedding types, which summarize single-channel activity like BrainBERT or Totem, the pre-trained version is clearly superior. Panel B then shows a similar pattern for detecting abnormal brain activity using electroencephalography, or EEG. That's brain activity recorded from the scalp, where pre-trained population transformer again leads. So beyond just the overall better performance, this next figure really highlights another key advantage: how sample efficient the pre-trained population transformer is. We're looking at how performance, measured by ROC-AUC on the vertical axis, improves as we give the models more training examples. That's the number of fine-tuning samples on the horizontal axis for those audio-linguistic tasks. Fine-tuning, by the way, is when we take a model that's already learned general patterns and adapt it to a new specific job. And you can clearly see the green line for pre-trained population transformer gets to really good scores much faster with way fewer samples than the others. Following up on that impressive sample efficiency, this figure shows another cool aspect: how performance scales with the ensemble size, which is just the number of input channels the model uses. We're looking at tasks like decoding pitch, volume, or distinguishing speech. And consistently, the green line, representing the pre-trained population transformer, not only starts with better ROC-AUC scores, but also shows a much stronger improvement as the ensemble size increases from 1 up to 50 channels. The other approaches, like non-pre-trained or simpler models, just don't gain as much from additional channel information. This really highlights its ability to effectively use more data. Okay, so we've seen it uses more data effectively, but what about new situations, like data from new people? This figure addresses exactly that, showing how well the pre-trained population transformer generalizes. It compares ROC-AUC scores for tasks like decoding pitch or volume when a subject is held out from pre-training. Essentially, the model hasn't seen that specific person's data before versus when all subjects are included. And the performance for these held-out subjects, shown by the light green diamonds, is almost as good as when all subjects are used, the dark green ones. This generalization is really important. Alright, so building on that strong generalization, this table digs into why the population transformer works so well. It's an ablation study, which is where researchers take apart their model piece by piece to see how important each part is. We're looking at ROCAUC scores again. For tasks like decoding pitch or speech, the top row is the full population transformer. Then they remove things like the channel-wise loss, or the ensemble-wise loss, which are specific learning rules, or the position encoding, which tells the model where brain channels are located. And you can see performance drops, especially without position encoding, or when using only a simpler reconstruction loss. This really shows each component is crucial. So those ablation results really underscore how each part of the population transformer contributes. What we've seen overall is that this approach offers a really powerful way to learn from diverse brain recordings. It creates robust population-level representations, that's general patterns of neural activity, by using a transformer, a type of AI model, to combine information from different brain channels, a process called spatial aggregation, building on initial summaries of activity over time, known as temporal embeddings. This ultimately leads to better decoding of brain signals with impressive data efficiency. That's all for this AI Research Roundup. Thanks for tuning in.